These are the plaintiffs, Ellen and Kyle. Kyle says he bought a car from the fast-talking defendant, who told him the car was in excellent condition. Well, he's sorry to have to say he was scammed because the car was a worthless piece of junk. He can't get his money back, needs the judge's help, and is suing for every penny of the $4,200 they're owed. This is the defendant, Teddy Thompson. He says he sold the car to the plaintiff, and a few hours later, he got a furious call from his mother. She told him her son took the money for the car out of her safe without her knowledge and demanded he take the car back. He's sorry, but a sale's a sale. He gave the son a receipt that clearly says no refunds, and that's that. He's accused of unloading a clunker.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff bought a car from the defendant, says it was a piece of you-know-what. But the defendant says the problem was the plaintiff bought the car behind his mom's back. It's the case of hunka crappy junk.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Ellen and Kyle, you are suing Teddy Thompson for $4,200, the cost of a car that Kyle bought from him and wants to return. What's going on, Kyle?
I bought a vehicle off of Teddy for $4,200.
How old are you?
17.
Is this your first vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me what happens.
I saw the ad on Craigslist, so I gave him a call, and he told me that the vehicle was in excellent running condition. There was a minor dent on the back bumper, and there was nothing wrong with it. So I decided to take the drive, a 3.5-hour drive, all the way to Jacksonville.
Because you live where?
Vero Beach.
Okay. Mom, where are you when this is going on?
Working.
Okay. Did you know, though, he was going to Jacksonville to pick up a car?
No, I didn't.
How does your 17-year-old son travel from Vero Beach to Jacksonville, to upstate, for 3.5 hours, and you don't know he's leaving? I don't believe that. I think you knew he was buying a car.
No, I didn't know he was buying a car.
What was your plan? You were going to hide the car under your bed?
No. He was buying a car, but I didn't realize he was buying one that
How close
day.
are you two?
Very.
Then how would you not know he's buying a car and that he's traveling up to Jacksonville? You're not just worried if that has some bearing on the case, right? You're not going to lie to me just to win the case, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because I find it kind of hard to believe that you didn't know he was going to buy a car.
Honestly, Your Honor, I didn't.
Who'd you go up there with?
I went with my brother and a friend.
Your brother and a friend, and
Yes.
she still doesn't know that her two boys are going to Jacksonville. You're either incredibly out of touch with your family or you're lying. Those are the only two choices. And I'm pretty sure that it's that you're lying about that. But go ahead. You get over there and what happens?
I get over there and we get in the car. There was no gas in it. The gas light was on. So after we're done test driving it, we were into his house. I don't know what it was. It was like a house slash like sales place. I don't know what it really was. And then he was like a fast talker, so I was very pressured into everything. Like I just felt
Dude, you
pressured.
traveled 3.5 hours with your brother and a friend to buy the car. How are you pressured?
Just the way it was, just how everything was
Why?
set up.
Everything you've told me is a flag to turn around and drive back. I mean, you're telling me, he was a fast talker. I didn't trust him. I'm in a place where there's no furniture. It was kind of creepy. You know, I didn't get to really test drive it because it was low on gas. All those are reasons not to buy a car, but you went and you bought a car, but you're blaming that on him? I just don't like the lack of responsibility on that table.
Yes,
I don't like it at all. But what happens is the car comes home, and apparently it's giving you trouble on the way back to Vero Beach. And when you get home, your parents don't like the condition of the car, and everybody thinks you're an idiot for buying it, and now you want to return the car. So mom calls him, and what happens?
My mom calls him.
No, actually, Mom. I want to hear Mom's part.
So when I came home from work, I had known that Kyle was looking to purchase a car, but I didn't know that day that he was going to go and ask his brother and his brothers.
Whose money did he use to purchase the car?
He used his own money.
Did you ever tell him when you were trying to get the money back that he had stolen money from your safe?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Well, I thought it was a good one. All right,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No.
So go on.
So when I came home from work, I saw that he had purchased the vehicle, and I saw that he was a little upset, and his dad was upset, and I said, what happened? And he told me the story, and Kyle said when he got on the highway, the car started to shake, and the light, the engine light came on, and he felt like he couldn't turn around and bring the car back because he was in too deep. So I immediately called Mr. Thompson, and I said, Kyle got home, and Mr. Thompson had said to me, wow, I'm surprised. I thought you were calling to tell me he didn't make it home. And I said, well, what do you mean by that? And he said, I just thought maybe the car broke down. And I said, well, Kyle wants to return the car. And because of, when he went onto the highway, he realized it was shaking and lights were coming on and it was wobbling and he just felt uneasy.
What ends up happening? He says, no way, I'm not returning your money.
He laughed.
All right. But in any event, you guys register the car and you are using the car. Have you put any money into repairing it or no?
No, ma'am.
So you're just using it?
Yeah, I don't have the money to put into it. I worked for that money.
But you're using the car?
He's using it to and from school. He goes a mile to school and back a day.
Okay.
You can see by the mileage.
So after the one conversation you had with him, do you ever speak to him again or no?
Yes.
When did you talk to him again?
When we went to register the title, the woman at the title agency couldn't read his name on the bill of sale. So we called and called and called, and he refused to call us back. So we had the Duval County Police Department go to his home and tell him he had to call and give the registry his name.
That all happened while you're standing at DMV?
Yes.
Okay, so he calls and he calls you back and he says, my name is X.
He said, I'm Teddy Thompson.
My name is Teddy Thompson.
We didn't know.
Mr. Thompson, let's talk to you. What's going on?
I sold
When
the car.
he shows up, you don't think he looks a little young?
No, I didn't ask his ID.
Did you ask his ID?
No, ma'am.
Do you have a contract? Do you have
Bill
a
of sale?
Yeah, with
Yes.
him. Let me see that. And show me your license.
Sure.
Bill of sale, I sold my 2003 Jeep Grand Cherokee as is, no warranty or refund. Okay, so you did sell it to Kyle?
Yes.
Okay, as it turns out, Kyle is a minor.
Yes.
So what do you want to tell me about that?
I was unaware that that might be illegal.
Well, it's not that it's illegal to sell to a minor. It's that it's crazy.
So the plaintiff's son, 17 years old, can the plaintiff undo this deal because he was a minor?
I mean, he wasn't old enough. If I bought a car and it was a piece of you-know-what, I wouldn't want to have to be responsible.
I know you wouldn't want to, but do you have a right to undo it because the kid was a minor?
She has every right in the world to do it. He's only 17. He shouldn't have bought the car in the first place.
Shouldn't have bought the car, so legally you can undo any deal you make with somebody if you're underage.
Yeah, I think he shouldn't have been allowed to buy it in the first place.
So it's the defendant's fault for selling it to him.
I think so.
Okay, fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
It's as though you had contracted with an infant. Okay? So, tell me about your conversation with mom.
The first conversation, she gets home, her son arrived home. She called me and I said, is there anything wrong with the vehicle? Is the vehicle fine? Yes, the vehicle is home fine. There's nothing wrong with it. So what does this phone call have to do with anything? My son is a minor, I want my money back.
All right. Is there anything else that you want to tell me?
The car is fine. He states in a recording that I have that there's 2 dents in the vehicle.
What do you? Why do you have a recording?
Stating he has a 99 Jeep Cherokee for sale.
Wait, you recorded a conversation with him?
Yes.
Did you tell him you were recording him?
No.
You called
No,
him?
not me personally.
Who'd you have call him?
My wife.
So you had your wife call him because, what, you had seen an ad?
Yes. I have a picture of his ad.
And so you had your wife call him and you taped him saying what to your wife?
That the Jeep is, he's decided to keep the Jeep, but he has a 99 for sale. That is
That he
listed.
decided to keep your Jeep?
Yes.
But he has a 99 for sale?
Yes.
But then she continues to ask questions about the car?
Yeah, how is it? Is it fine? Yeah, it's fine. It just has a couple of dents in the back.
Okay. That's because you think 2 things. Number 1, that it's not a felony for you to have taped somebody in Florida without their knowledge, which we'll talk about in a moment. And number 2, that it matters whether the car is in good condition or not. Number 1, he is 17, and you cannot contract with a 17-year-old. So he can void this contract. So let's start with that. He has had use of the car for 3 months, so that is something I'm going to take into consideration. But it doesn't matter that the car's in perfect condition. It could be that his mother doesn't like the color of the car. It doesn't matter. 2, and far more importantly, there are some states in the Union that are one-party consent states. In those states, one party to the conversation can tape the other party without telling them I'm taping you. Happens every day in New York. But there are states where you cannot do that. In fact, not only can you not do that and not use it as evidence, you get charged with a third-degree felony for doing it. Florida is one of those states. Do not ever again tape somebody without them knowing in the state of Florida, okay? Having said that, I am going to order you to return to the plaintiff, reducing the recovery by what I deem to be a fair amount for the usage of the car for 3 months, the sum of $3,000. And that means, since it's on you, because he's the minor, you're going to have to go to Vero to pick up the car. You're going to have to transfer the car back to him. Do you understand that? Or you don't get the money. That's how it's going to work. Good luck, folks.
Well, the defendant sold it to a minor and now is going to get it back because of that. What's your reaction to this verdict?
I'm upset.
About what?
They could have listed the vehicle on Craigslist and sell it, and we wouldn't have to go through this process.
You know, you sold to a minor,
Yes.
which is okay, but you
Which I was unaware of.
You understand the law,
Now I
right?
do.
Well, why didn't you check ID before you sell?
I didn't think none of it.
What about next time?
Definitely.
All right, right down this way, okay? Follow Officer McIntosh out the door here. And so step on in here. What's going through your mind here?
I think justice was served.
How about the way this whole transaction took place?
Well, I hope
behind-
they both learned a lesson.
She thinks you learned a lesson.
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
I really did.
What did you learn?
I learned that I shouldn't take a lot of money and go buy a cruddy vehicle.
What about communicating with your parents before you do something like that?
Yeah, I'll do that next time.
Yeah? Harvey?
I can make this so simple. You are insane to make a deal with a minor without getting the parents' consent if it's for something that costs a lot of money.